So episode 68 of Dragon Ball Super was the thing, and it was a weird episode, right? Like it was one of the the slice of life episodes, one of those in between episodes. I wouldn't particularly call these episodes in Dragon Ball Super filler because a lot of times things that happen within them do kind of get talked about or touched upon in the main storyline. Like for example, Goku having that delayed onset ki thing after he fought Hit, and he was like unable to manipulate his ki properly. Stuff like that does get touched on later on. So I wouldn't call it filler, but it was kind of just like an in-between episode. We have this little 3-piece in-between arc. I don't talk about news very often, but so I haven't really talked about the upcoming arc, but we do have a 3-piece episode. Filler quotes up. I don't like calling it that, but you know what I mean. Anyways, talking about the episode. So basically the episode was about granting a wish for Goku to revive King Kai and them. It's become like a running gag in Dragon Ball Super that basically King Kai has been dead this whole time and Goku never really wished him back. They've talked about it a few times throughout the series and they're bringing it up again. They felt the need to actually make a dedicated episode to it. I really don't have much to say about this, to be honest. I mean, I thought initially that Bulma creating a time machine was going to be some sort of red herring or some sort of premonition for like something coming up later in the arc, which I thought was actually really, really cool. I thought the concept was really, really cool. But then towards the end of the episode, they just destroy the thing and they purposely show the book burning, like the specs burning in the book that, you know what I mean? Like the freaking, her guide to making the time machine, because she was basically missing one piece. I would assume that's like a power module or something like that, which she tries to have Goku go get. Somehow, Beerus shows up at that point, and Beerus puts 2 and 2 together that she was building a time machine and knew exactly where it was. And this is one of those episodes where you just turn your brain off because a lot of this stuff makes no sense. I mean, we see Goku get one-shot by people that he can just, knocked back by people that he can one-shot easily. It's just weird. But it was a fun episode. I mean, nothing else really crazy happened. I thought that, and one thing I want to say is that Pan is like, I'm all over the place because there's no real chronological way to do this. I could just say that they tried to do it, these people showed up, and that's pretty much it. But Pan was awesome. I love seeing Pan. I love the fact that she's a baby and she flies around. Like, that's so legit. That's dope. She's like a baby, she's probably like a couple years old or a year old, whatever it is, and she's flying around and just awesome. Pan's the best baby in the history of babies. Hashtag curling it if you agree in the comments, please and thank you. But it was nice seeing Pan. It was another thing that was really nice was seeing Android 18. I think they've really humanized 18 in the series. Like, if you guys are interested in a video on that, I do want to talk about 18. I'll probably grab somebody. Maybe I'll grab Geekdom or something. But I really think that they've humanized 18 so much in the series. Like, she legitimately cares about Krillin. In this video or in this episode, she was, concerned about him and what he would want. And, I'm like, damn, she's a real woman. Like, seriously, like, he kind of really got through to her. And I think that's an awesome concept. Like, on a more psychological level, getting through to her character, like looking at her back in Z when we were first introduced to her, she was cold, like, and then you look at the future iteration of her, you're like, oh, well, she's a cold-blooded killer. She's not just cold, she's a cold-blooded killer. So like 18 is by nature a really weird person, but Krillin got through to her. And I think that's awesome. I think that's a really cool concept. Krillin, the small guy, that always takes L, has got an own count according to Team 4-Star. Anyways, one thing I didn't like seeing was Gohan. I'm not gonna lie, Gohan's my favorite character. I don't mind when he shows up, but don't dick tease me like that. Don't show the bro for a minute, literally, to get a wish granted, and not even have him stick around. You just leave. I understand he wanted to go show Videl that she was okay, but I mean, you could have had him stick around for a few minutes or something, talk to some people, things like that. Really, I don't think there's anything else really in this episode to talk about. I don't want to kind of drag this on when I don't need to. So just kind of talking about the next episode preview. We're going to get Arale. It's weird because the Dr. Slump 35th anniversary has kind of passed like a month ago, something like that, a few weeks ago. I think that's when it passed, or it's coming up, one of the two. Anyways, it's right around that time, and Dragon Ball Super is basically dedicating a whole episode love fest to Arale and a lot of the characters from Dr. Slump, which I think is awesome. If you haven't watched Dr. Slump or read the manga, it's very hard to do because it's such old content, such old material, but it is really fun. It's what made Toriyama, the creator of Dragon Ball, made him who he is today. So, you should go check that out, and I hope that everybody enjoys that. It's going to be one of those gag episodes that doesn't make much sense. We see Goku in Super Saiyan Blue. I don't know if he's going to fight Arale. Arale is actually said to be infinitely strong. She's an android. She's said to be able to crack the earth. So, like, she's really powerful, especially for, like, what she would consider like the area that she comes in, because she made a cameo back in Dragon Ball, and back then she probably could have one-shot King Piccolo. So like seriously, Auralia's really strong, but not really strong in relation to what we have in Z now. But they may try to scale her up a little bit, but it's a gag. Don't worry about it. I don't know. I don't have much else to say. I try to make sure that I don't forget too much. I should probably start jotting stuff down, but I just felt like this episode was really uneventful. I'm trying to just scour through. I mean, we saw Chi-Chi, we saw Videl, or we saw 18 at the store, mall, whatever it was. Nothing else really happened. They destroyed the time machine, so I have nothing to say about the time machine. I thought the time machine was going to be the one redeeming factor, but they killed it. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Leave that like down below. If you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe. I do these weekly, and I do discussion videos one or two a week, depending on like how I'm feeling and stuff like that. And I do upload a lot of gameplay, but otherwise, I hope you enjoyed. Nonetheless, until then, I'll catch you guys later. Stay swaggy. Peace.